Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines, where today I want to spend today's episode as pretty much being a maintenance man. This is going to be a maintenance episode right now where we need to go through a few things, do a few expansions, fix a few things, and hopefully check to make sure that the whole of the Dead End region is running perfectly before we head on to our next few expansions. Because the next few episodes, the stuff that we're going to be doing, and I don't want to give you a spoiler or anything like that because we got big stuff planned, is going to put a lot of strain in our city. So I need to make sure that this episode we are going to be ready to rock and roll for the future expansions that we do have planned. That is making sure that we've got adequate public transport. There's no traffic jams or kind of bugs or glitches in the traffic lines or anything like that in any of the cities. Making sure all of our services are running perfectly and all that jazz. Now, if you guys are enjoying this, I want to see more of Dead End, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're already here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. But we are back, boys. And last episode, we kind of implemented the double line with the train line. Now, we only really did it kind of running up from like the Tumbleweed area, all the way coming down direct into Los Wages, because the train line that kind of well, the passenger line that goes from Los Wages down to Port Exporto, there's only one train on it, so I didn't feel like there was any need for it at the moment, but it seemed to have settled the line quite a bit, and things are running a-okay for us. Now, something that we've neglected for quite some time in Dead End is all the services. Now, I need to go through each one of these and sort some of it out. I want to add a few expansions down in Los Wages and over in Flood, just to fill in a few more of the gaps as well and get everything rocking and rolling. But we're pretty much at 53,000 on the old population front. Now, kind of, you know, needs for the city. The electricity is looking good. Water, great. Sewage, great. Garbage processing, amazing. Cemetery use is at 38%. The crematorium is really, really good, but the cemetery is looking like it's going to be like on the way to being in the middle. Now, that is as it is. We've got a couple down right now. Oh, we got this one that we can now open back up. There we go. The one opposite it right now, 3,000. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. I mean, what? Serious question. When we empty them, what happens to the bodies? Does anybody know? Oh my goodness me. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. But let's start first and let's start today's episode then with healthcare. So at the minute, the average health is 68%. We have apparently really, really good capacity. Now, if we kind of go along right now, over in Flood, we've got this small little kind of area here that it's kind of functioning the whole of this section. Now, I do plan on adding some expansions to this, so maybe we need something a little bit more adequate. I could do a sports hall and gymnasium. I could do a medical helicopter depot, which seems a little bit OTT. A community pool. How big is that building? It's not too big. What kind of 120 visitor capacity? A yoga garden. A small clinic, a city hospital. I feel like that's too big. Maybe something like a this community pool might be a good little thing to add in. It's not really a medical building in that kind of sense. It is like a health building. But we have the Grand Library up here. I feel like it'll be a bit wasted up there. What about down here? Because it's going to kind of almost borderline feel like a tourist attraction. With a pool near the beach. Imagine it's almost borderline an infinity pool looking over the water right now. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like that, which will give us a little bit more need for the healthcare over here. It's not a huge amount, but we'll kind of see how that goes on. The big one would be in Los Wages, just making sure we got all of this covered, which a third one wouldn't go amiss. We've got a large hospital there, like is that the sports hall and gymnasium just there? Yeah. I'm thinking a city hospital, maybe over on this side. I feel like over here will be great, so let's kind of do some roads leading to it then. So, over here then we've got the normal style road. Yep. So we'll kind of stick to that. And we'll pump this up a bit then. So that goes up by 20. I can actually bring this up by 20 as well. Now, how big is that building, so to speak? So we'll leave us with a 2 either side. I'm thinking about doing a line just there. Putting it on this side. Or maybe pushing it back a bit and doing a little road that sticks up. So if I did a 4 and then went by a 3, how would said hospital fit there? Right, it says borderline in the center. Well, it is borderline in the center as much as possible. Got a couple of trees down right now. I like how the path kind of bends around and winds around. We can really utilize and expand on top of that. So if I do that to there, I've added a little bike lane to that one, so you know it's all part of the fun. There we go. It adds a little bit of extra in. I don't think it'll be worth any while to go any further down. Unless... No, actually, no. I'm going to now place a bunch of trees down. Now, it is known that Los Wages is all palm trees. And that brush size is huge. You can see where I'm going with this. Where's me palm trees, boys? So we've already got them selected. If I bring that brush size down a bit more, you can hear all the upgrades as well, all the ding-a-linging. As we now get this down. Alright. Get rid of a few of them. So I am going a little bit over the top. When don't I go over the top right now? But it really adds to this kind of section. It bulks it up a bit more and gives it a little bit more oomph. Because we've got a lot of palm trees lying around. That's the whole point of Los Wages. They've got so much money. They are completely way over the top. They are so elaborate right now. Which adds and bulks it in a bit more. Good stuff. We have Port Exporter down here, which has got a small little clinic. Which could, I mean, it does what it needs to do, but I feel like I'll add something else in. Maybe like a sauna? Well, ours is really tiny. Do you know, I might go for like a little sauna. If I place it down here, it'll take the edge off up here, and hopefully that then serves a bit more down that side. But a nice little sauna set up over here, which I'll squeeze in just there. Just to add a little bit more to the area. And then we've got over here El Rancho. How are these guys doing and what do they currently have? Now their needs seem to be met. But I think I might squeeze in a little bit of a yoga garden just to kind of like give them something else. So I'm going to place the yoga garden right next to the little path that walks through. And there we go. That is not too shabby. Now, how is the traffic looking down here? It comes in on a beautiful little highway. I really do feel like we're going to need a roundabout here. So, you know what? Let's stick one down. We'll go with a 2-lane highway. And I'm going to keep it at a 40. Because it just seems reasonable right now. I did have 2 lanes going up to there to kind of do that dedicated turn. But we'll see how this lasts. I think it will be alright. It's a good move putting a roundabout there. Now, I did think no one would be able to cross this little section there. So what I'm going to do, because we implemented the path in, didn't we? If I just kind of anarchy a path through it, and then hopefully it all gels in well. I'm still yet to see people walking all the way down, to be honest with you. Triggered, mate. I mean, you still got people walking across here, so it's only very minute, but again, we need to bulk the population up a bit more to kind of get things going. So that takes care of the healthcare then. We need to look at the death care side of things. So while we do have really good capacity, there's still a few little areas that are suffering from it. And I'm thinking we do the better crematoriums. We squeeze a few more of these in. Now, we're looking quite bulky around here. So let me see what I can do with the normal road. Maybe just slightly come up there. Slightly just come up to there. Just take a little bit away from the edges so we can kind of add a few little things in the side. And one of them could be adding a small little crematorium just here, which it should have the water. Yes, it does. Just bulks in a little bit more. Throw down some residential. Why not? Squeeze a few more in. And I've done the 2 there, so it kind of feels like it's more a part of it. So hopefully that handles a lot of the death care in El Rancho. Death care is looking good. These guys are complaining about the noise. Now that will be down to this. The big wind turbine. So is there any way in which I could move it? Now hopefully that it still connects. And hopefully it's a little bit further away that these guys do not complain about the noise. So we'll keep it going for them. Los Wages, how are you on the death care? Now, where did we last place death care in? There's a couple just here. I feel like we need like a better crematorium zone for these guys. I mean, to be honest with you, I could place it around the hospital we got over here. So let's pause for a minute so I can delete these power lines. Now, the options we got for the death care side of things, we got a advanced crematorium, which is quite large. We got the V cemetery, is also quite large as well. So I think coming off this road here, I think I'll come up by 20-ish. And let's take a look at the V crematorium. So that could be implemented in just here, right? Is that too much touching the edge of that road, you reckon? I reckon it is. So what I'll do, I'll delete these real quick. Delete this. And what I'll do is, we'll go off and do a... Can I get a 20? Yeah, 20. I'm using the wrong one again, aren't I? Right, we'll come up by 10. Then I'll do a 10 by 10 bend, because going that full 20 looks a bit awkward. That's a bit better. It fits in a little bit nicer, doesn't it? So this crematorium then, I can actually put it on the bend almost. Or I can place it directly down here, which I'll place it just there. Then this, I think I'll put this on the bend, just so it's kind of slightly more away from the edge. Or is that still... do you know what? I still don't like this design. Do you know what? Scrap these ideas. These ideas are terrible. Right, bring that up again. I'm trying to do both. There's no need for me to do both. We also have this one as well, which is a bit smaller. So I place that one there. If I do a little road that scoots down there. There we go. And I could place one there, but again, it's too big. That's a crematorium. That's a cemetery, isn't it? Yeah. City hospital. I can go for the standard ones. Just drop 2 in here. And then leave it as that. We'll eventually bulk this area up to do a little bit more than what it does right now. But for now, that should do the trick. So you straight in. Straight across just for now for the power to be connected. Does it have water? It has water. So lots of death care are going to get taken place in Lost Wages altogether, which is really good. Let's take a look at the rest of these places then. So these will probably all be advanced crematoriums. Now we have a lot of death care over here, which is taking care of a lot of the tumbleweed side of things. Got a few little gaps there. But we also have... Did we have one down here? We did. We had this little section too. Now I could add in a second one. Again, to kind of add a little bit more demand. Now I originally wanted to maybe do a road that connected up and under. Is that still a possibility, or do we still... Or is that kind of... Are we feeling like that's out the question? Now it is quite a little bit of a distance away from Tumbleweed, but it does everything it needs to do. I'm just wondering if these guys' connection is a little bit out of place. Granted, they can come down to there, drive up, and then turn in and get that way. I get that. But I think the whole idea was to connect to this one. I don't think I'd do it to that one. I mean, it could work. It could potentially work. Shall we see? So if I brought that up, I mean, oh, it is a tight turn, isn't it? It's going to be quite a dramatic and tight turn. I don't know how I feel about a connection right there, to be honest with you. I'll leave that one for now because it might grow on me. It might grow on me, but we'll see. We'll see. But over here for death care, anyway, it's not adequate enough over here at the minute. So we do have a little advanced crematorium just there, which I feel like that is kind of slightly in the thick of it. So why don't we not build, well, not so much to build one of those, but like build the advanced crematoriums slightly out the way. Unless I utilize the road coming down here. I wonder what it would be like if I kind of created a little 10 just there. And let's say built this in here. Again, slightly out the way of the edge of the town. got the water, got the power. Be able to handle all the stuff for it. Not bad, not bad, not bad. How was our little crisscross anyway? I forgot we did the Mercedes walkway. That's good. And death care over here. More of the same effect again. It's just one utilising all of it. So we're going to implement a nice large crematorium. I feel like it needs to be over this side a bit more, but the question is where? Where? Right. So I know it's going to be kind of slightly a bit awkward to build around this section, but if I chose you and went straight-ish. No. If I went from you and then went straight down. And then dropped a crematorium just in here. Then we'll build up and around it. Again, it's slightly out the way, so just getting the bare minimum in for all its needs. Got water, right? Yes. So that should keep us going then. Brown Town's got this down here. That should keep us going. These guys complain about there's not enough workers, so we do need the population boost. So unemployment, it's only at 3%. It could be a lot worse, I suppose. It could be a lot worse. So let's add some more residents in anyway. So squeeze what we can, pretty much where we can. There we go. So this will bulk up quite a bit of people. And do a little bit more to lost wages as well. Now, can we get a little bit more high density, or do you reckon we're pushing a bit too much on the high density? I think we can definitely squeeze a bunch down here. So I'll bring them to there. Surrounding the little monorail stop as well, which will be a big benefit. So leave them like that. And I'm going to try and put down a bunch of palm trees going around that side as well. So that should work just nicely for us. So while they slightly start to spend that residential demand, I want to take a look at all the public transport side of things. So average traffic flow is 76%. Now, before we look at lost wages, let me look at everywhere else. This little junction over here, even though it's red, it's not really that bulky. It's looking fine going all the way around, looking fine just here. So there I can see a few lining up, but it's not, you know, killing us off. It's not crippling our infrastructure. Ooh, okay, we got a slight little issue here then. What seems to be the issue here that they're backing up a little bit? Now, just kind of briefly watching it. So they're backing up for a reason. Does the speed limit change? Oh, no, that could be the reason. That they're all technically trying to merge into there. So it does become quite a little busy run, doesn't it, this? As we'll try. How did I do this then? I bet I've done something mental. Yeah, I've chosen to make them crisscross in weird ways. The speed limit doesn't change down here, does it? It's all 80 going all the way down. No, 80 is all fine. They go 100 there for some reason and drop down to 90. I don't know why. Now, is that a major issue? Because now all of a sudden, it's disappeared. And if I viewed this now when it had disappeared, then I wouldn't have thought there would have been any issues. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Ooh, okay, a lot of traffic coming. Oh, okay, I can see some traffic here. So they're all trying to filter out. I take it there's just been a football match, right? First of the first, what we're on. Okay, you can give or take. But I'm not liking the idea that how they're merging over to this one to then go straight out this way. In reality, we want them to go bam like that. Then obviously this will go here and here. And this is for that one. Right? So I chose this one to be the outer lanes and that one to be the inner lane. I'm not sure how much that's going to play to our advantages, but then it gets them to utilize both lanes, right? It gets them to utilize both lanes as they're making their approach into this area. So first, obviously give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll clear the ability to crisscross over there. So they can all fly through, and just like that, as you know it, the traffic is kind of slightly being clear. I don't know why they're getting priority to come out, though. We have set this roundabout correctly, right? I mean, I've clicked it to do it anyway. It's got the giveaway sign further up. Okay, it's kind of working now. Sweet. Right, let that do its thing then. Any traffic down here then? Not really. There's obviously quite a lot of demand on this road, but there would be. There would be anyway. Still traffic down here. Yeah. I mean, this road itself, I've got to create a flyover road. Oh, no. No. I do beg your pardon. Now, this happened to us in many, many other series, and I can't remember what the fix was. But it turns out they drive in the region, go around the roundabout, and drive back out. I can't remember what the fix was, though. If anyone can remember how I figured it out, please let me know in the comment section down below. So everywhere else is looking pretty fine. Got quite a bit of demand up here. Now, I wonder if they're doing the same thing here. Coming in to go round to head back out. So, let me get rid of all this. Right, where are you heading? Yes. So they're doing it as well, some of them. So, yeah, it's a bit awkward, that. It is a bit awkward. How is the traffic over in here, Las Wages? So, let's have a quick little nose. So the only place that I know there's going to be issues is obviously around here, because this building here demands a lot of traffic coming in. You know, it is what it is with that. It's just, it has so many visitors. I don't know why it's like on steroids, this building. But I feel like we were able to manage the traffic anyway. I feel like we were able to manage it. It's not really much of an issue. Obviously, it's got big backlogs, but they're not causing gridlock everywhere. It's just generic traffic. It's pretty much what it is. So, how is this new stuff that I got now just got built in then? So, lots of demands over there. Has it given the jobs for these guys just yet? Again, not enough workers. Has it reduced our potential unemployment? Oh, okay. I was looking at unemployment at 3%, but then what I didn't realise is people employed versus jobs available. Yikes. That's a big difference, that number. It says 3%, but that other one is. That's a big difference. It is a very big difference right now. Very big difference. So, what would we do for these little middle areas here? Do I keep them open and plain? Do I plant down a bunch of palm trees? I'm not sure. Not sure just yet. This time we did put a load of palm trees down. So if I ran it all the way through, I have to do it in the kind of the middle as well, which I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah. Right, anyway, public transport. So buses side of things then, let's go for each one of these. So bus line 1, which is all the way over here in Tumbleweed. So looking at the amount of buses versus the amount of people waiting, you do get a lot on the very first stop, which is people getting on and off the train. But as they then pass through, they start getting minimal and more minimal. I think I'll keep the 18 vehicles for now, because we're about to get a load of residents living here. Now this is the purple route, which goes in the opposite direction. Now this doesn't have as much demand. So I'm actually going to half the amount of buses on this from 6 to 3. There we go. Now this next line, bus line 3, is actually over in Droughts. Again, by the looks of it. So many people waiting here, a couple waiting there, a couple waiting there. So maybe I'm going to add 4 buses on the loop of Drought right now. Start to kind of help us out. I'm surprised that I don't have any more bus routes. So that was bus line 3. And the other one is the same bus line, but in the other direction. Now, when you do ones in different directions, you kind of have the same problem. One line has more demand than the other. Now, in here, it's the same thing, but the problem is this stop here on the train line. So I'm going to have to kind of slightly up this to 12 as well to get rid of more of the bulk. But then for the rest of the line, it's pretty much dead. But I'm surprised that's the only bus routes that I kind of have. Really? This bus route, this pink one right now, I didn't realise how mental it was going. But then again, that's all down to the fact that I did change up a bunch of the roads leading to and from it. Which I think right now, having that road connection might be a good idea. What if I did it where it was maybe only... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it, boys? Where is that road? I mean, we've got a casino strip, but is there not a road where it's like a bus lane only? Or is that just me thinking said road might exist? I feel like there's a normal like road that was just for buses. Maybe I was wrong. No, here it is. I was in the wrong category. That's what it was. So a busway. Maybe connecting this down to here could be interesting. So if I pause that, delete all this. If I delete you, and what's this one here? Busway with grass. Can people, pedestrians, walk on this? Does not allow zoning next to it. I could do this one with trees. This one's got grass. You got a one-way road. Right, let me see what the one with trees is like first. So we'll bring it by 8 and then bring it down by 6. And if I pass it, so where does it connect? Very close. So I can actually technically bring it down to there. So excuse me a minute while I just kind of sort all this out. So elevating that double highway road. Just there. Got to sort out the elevation change of that real quick. Right, how do I... Can I just add that in? Oh, damn. That has not really gone to plan. Has it? Not really. Yikes. So what it means is then, this here, if I bring it down a tad bit more. Now, I'm angling this now in a completely different way. But if I do it to there and align it this way. Well, what am I missing? Damn it, Seniac. What are you doing? So that kind of drops down a little bit more. Not going to fix the full-on drop we've got here. But that's where your boy comes into play right now. Builds a little bit more of a bridge. But it then does mean aligning all this a bit better. So let me go back to that tool. Because that's the problem when you kind of play around with stuff like this. I can't really do all of this, can I? No. If I enter that, elevates that. If I get rid of you, you, and you, and then go this way instead. In reality, we should have rose all of this. So, bam, 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 and bam. Align to the object height of... Oh, no. Sediac. There we go. So then the rest of this should be pretty straightforward. So, bam. So, shabam, shabam, shabam. Bam. And then... Get rid of you. Bam, bam, and bam. Raise it up a little bit. Get rid of you to... Now, well, once you do it to there, the rest should follow. So I know it's all chunky and all over the place, but there's not really a lot you can do, to be honest with you. Because there's so many levels to it, it just kind of staggers up like a staircase, which is really awkward. But push this back a bit more. Unless I can elevate this bit, see what this looks like. And then we're kind of getting away from the void underneath. Right, we'll roll with that. It just now depends on how this is going to look here. So bend in a 2, which is going to be so awkward. That's a 3. 2x2 bend to go straight down. Oh, that is so shockingly bad, isn't it? So so shockingly bad. Maybe I just got to rise these up a bit more. Right, pick these here. I'm going to raise them up. There we go. Select you. Raise you up here. Select these three here. Aligns object height of you. So that's nicely raised right now. Might still not be able to get a bus under, but hey ho. And then to there. I wonder if I can slope all this in one go. Kind of yes, but it's very, very funky. I'll save that for another headache because I'm getting too carried away with that right now. I want to get this bus route all added in. So, does it change now the bus system with the pink line? So it should do. It should do. Right now we'll have a little fast forward. So that goes down. It shouldn't no longer need to go down here. It should simply just pass through there. Okay, without me doing anything right now, it's updated. So I've saved it a big route, as it can now go through. Apparently, other vehicles can use it. Did not realize this. I thought it was bus lane only. Apparently not. Apparently not. Now the problem would be if any vehicle can use it, they're going to come down here to turn off to do a little UE. So I kind of need to set some vehicle restrictions like on this road. So none of you. None of you. That should be all it should, right? Doing it just there should configure it for the whole road, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So because that route is now a lot shorter, the buses haven't got to drive a million miles, it might aid the line a bit more. But also, let's take a look at the tram lines. Tram lines right now are never full, so having 3 in there is perfectly fine. This one, again, perfectly fine. Trams are alright. Then we have the metro. Metro's a different story. This one going back and forth to the airport and whatnot, to downtown Las Vegas, is fine. But then this one, which is... No, that one goes back and forth to the train station. This one goes back and forth to downtown Las Vegas, right? Yes. And again, 2 vehicles on that. It's needed because that's at 300. So it is needed. Now, train lines is a different story altogether. So the blue one from Port Exporto, it looks like we're going to need 2 trains on that. Potentially even 3. We'll see how 2 gets us first. Because I've got to be careful and add too many to this. Then we have train line 3, which is the train line from... Okay, so the train line through Flood. 1 is more than enough, right? 1 is more than... I was going to see when it gets to this one. It should be, because it's not ridiculous capacities. Yeah, 1's more than enough. And then train line 1, which is the one that goes from Sandstone Industry up to Tumbleweed. It then makes it all the way to Drought. And this, with 6 on, seems good. None of the trains are really at full capacity apart from this one, but, you know, the rest are looking good. Train line 2 is the one from... Okay, does that do the big loop from Las Vegas to Tumbleweed all the way to Drought? It does. And that is looking like it could maybe do with an extra train and no more. And then finally the yellow line. Now that is the opposite direction, I take it, yeah. Which with 5 on seems to be okay with 5. Okay. Now for the ferry line, with what's waiting, we could utilize a few more ferries. Maybe 4 ferries in total. Because there's 50 capacity, that's going to completely fill up. Get over to here, and there's like almost 4 more boats that can fill up. So 4 ferries on that crossing will be a big help. It's only a short distance, but I suppose it's heavily utilized. Interesting. Can't do anything with the plain lines, but we can take a look at the monorail. Now the monorail has been heavily used. There's a couple there. I say there's a couple. There's only one at full capacity. So no worry on that line. Monorail 2. Ooh, okay, Monorail 2. How much has everyone got, sorry? 7 vehicles. How come I never added more on this one? Right, put that to 7 as well. And then we should see some big changes happening on the old monorail side of things. But again, bulking up our public transport is a big help. That's going to aid a lot of the traffic issues as more people can use public transport. So more ferries shooting out right now. So again, people can be transported a whole lot easier. Yeah. But again, there's a lot of places where we still need to incorporate public transport in general anyway. So over here then, we've got some beautiful kind of setups right now. I think we're going to do some high density residential in this area. To incorporate, you know, a little bit more residential and people living on this side. And hopefully they can take up some of the jobs. And I'm going to do some nice, beautiful apartment blocks of residential on this side of thing leading down to here. So they've got some beautiful kind of like beach views, which will be really nice. And let's now bulk up a few of the shrubbery. I say shrubbery, it's treery. This is the tool here I want to use. So we'll increase the palm plant, reduce the palm tree. Now, although I am doing quite a bit of it going up, some of it is then going to be deleted down to the fact that there's going to be buildings involved. So some of this here will get deleted when the building starts being brought in. And we'll do the back side of this here. So I'm just loving the fact that we can really bulk in a lot of the shrubbery and whatnot. We can really beautify these places. We really can. Anywhere else we can implement some more of this? Add a little bit more to the park areas. Well, I can bring down the strength in general so it's not so harsh. Even though it's like, it's not harsh, but I want it to be... How is there not power here? There we go. That's really weird, isn't it? Have I brought the brushes down too much there? A bit more, maybe? I just like it. I like the greenery in the desert. The city's invested its money wisely. Just adds more detail to it, don't it? I like it. That's all I can say. I like how it looks. So anywhere else I can get carried away with? Because that's pretty much all I'm doing right now is getting carried away. Right, we can do the back side of these. Going down to there. Like how we've done on the other side anyway in general. Like just here. And does it feel right if I bulk it back up again? There we go. Do it down this side as well. Kind of get it on the corner then, can't you? Very nice. Very, very nice. Might as well get this little section here done. Wonderful. Bulkiness for days. For days. So our population is at 55,000. It's not going to really take much jobs. So we take an extra 1,000. Unemployment's kind of slightly creeped up a bit. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Now, is that because a lot of people have chose to go into full-time education? Is that what it seems to be? We've got like, I mean, 2,000 still though, even if they were all fully working. Not really taking everything up, is it? So it's an interesting one. It's definitely an interesting one now. But I know we've got so many jobs available. Like these guys need an extra 1,000. So I think it's just mainly about trying to fill those jobs a bit more. We've got to make places a lot more accessible and easy to get to. Yeah. Right, how them apartment buildings coming over here then? They're starting to slowly come in right now. They're going to be good little sea views of the beach down in front. And like I said, the trees will eventually be deleted as the buildings come into play, but with no residential demand at the minute, or very little residential demand, that will take a little bit of a while. Bus route is loving this brand new road, which I'm happy about as well. And things are looking pretty good then. So I feel like we've fine-tuned quite a lot of it. We've got a lot of stuff set up and a lot of support ready to rock and a roll. There's still a few little things that we do need to look at, like the old police inside of it and the fire brigade. So the fire headers is pretty high, and I'm going to consistently keep making it high as we tick along, as I add more trees in, because I am creating more of a fire hazard. But we will squeeze some more in, like for example, a nice little firehouse just there to bulk onto this side. We have no fire coverage in this area whatsoever, so I'm going to drop a little firehouse just there. Considering the size of this place, we're going to need another one. Now I'm thinking just one of these style ones. And we'll place this just here, so it's easy accessible for this side of the city. And the same over here, we got like smallish ones. What's going on with the smallish ones, guys? Big bulky one just there. And where can I drop a big bulky one here? That's nice, on the lower level. And then the police inside of it, coverage is okay. It's not breaking any records, it's okay. Police headquarters, which I'll place this one just there. Coverage okay there. It's very minimal around here again. But I think I'm going to add like a nice big bulky one in. Let's place it in Oxbrook. I'll place a nice little headquarters. Actually, no, because that is quite a bulky station. Unless I went for this one. Does that one not stick out as much? There we go. So plenty of coverage. Not so much over here, so add like an additional one in. Gonna squeeze that on the corner of the park just there. What's it like in Las Vegas then? Again, is it just the one? And is that a tower one? It's not. So let's add a little tower one in where the skyscraper casinos are. And I think that will be a good place to put it. Maybe... Say there, for example, on that road, so it's got a good cross junction to utilize. That was spread out quite nice. Not bad. And then education. We're a little bit low on the, well, the university's low anyway. It's going to be like that because we're utilizing our one in Las Vegas. High school, though, that's interesting. Where could I utilize more of that? Now, is it more like these kind of areas if I drop a little high school in over here, for example? So, if I implemented this there, gives us some additional capacity. They give us an additional 1,000 capacity, so it's up to 8,000 right now. So, again, beautiful. I think we're ready to rock and roll then. So, fine-tune a lot of stuff there, increase a lot of capacity in certain areas, and I think we're pretty much ready then for our next expansions to come along, which I'm really, really excited about. Guys, hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash the like button down below, but until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good.